Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first match of the LCK 2018 Spring Split. I'm your host, Tom Temporal Nash. I'm joined by Aaron Halcyon Edwards, Jesper Benvarmeren, Kuntz, and Dara, Darxil. Gentlemen, how was your off-season?
Well, I've had a great offseason. I'm very hyped to see how the world champions are going to go up against the LCK champions, and I'm sure that we're going to have a great time here on the analyst desk.
I'm feeling the exact same way. I'm very optimistic for these two teams. I think it's going to be a brilliant best of three. Hopefully we'll go to the third game, and hopefully we'll see what innovative things they'll bring to this new patch.
Aaron, what do you think?
Of course, we've come off the back of a relatively successful Casper Cup for both teams. And this meta is looking to be KSV's boathouse, in all honesty.
Yeah, it plays to their wheelhouse slightly. What do you think of the start of the set, replaying a famous matchup at the World Championship that we didn't see happen? Hongzhou didn't make it to the finals, as we'd all hoped and dreamed. Face off against our other Korean overlords. Any thoughts?
I think it came down to the inexperience of the team, at least on an international stage, because they had to come together just at the start of Summer Split last year, and then pretty much not quite dominated everyone in Korea, because there was quite a tie at the top of the table last split. But then they did demolish SK Telecom in that playoffs and looked very dominant in the group stage at World. So I think after another competitive year under their belt, they'll be looking as a fine force to take this LCK split.
I'm not quite sure if it's really going to be that communication, like Aaron said there, that is really to blame. I think it's more coordination with maybe the coaching staff or maybe understanding of the meta that was the problem, because Peanut as well as Prey and Gorilla have been playing together since Rocks Tigers, so they have that three-man synergy that should be present. They should have at least that communication available for gank or to play around the bot side, which they like to do around Prey and Gorilla since they've been together for so long. So I'm not quite sure if it's really going to be that synergy that is the problem or that communication that's the problem. I think it's more of an understanding or a placement within the meta.
Okay. All right. Have you guys had much of a chance to play with patch 8.1? What do we think so far?
I hate Relic Shield.
I think that patch 8.1 is actually really nice, and I for one do really like the Relic Shield. I think it's a nice way of having these AD carries come into the mid game and even into the late game and actually swing some hammers, just to show that they can put down a lot of damage, and while getting to that point without having the armor or the magic resistance from the old runes, it's just easier with the Relic Shield.
But there is one thing that I can say about patch 8.1, and that is League of Stopwatches, my friends. I do not like that at all. As an AD carry main, being in that bottom side, about to get the kill, then they pop their stopwatch and get the flash heal away. It's just something that I really don't like.
I mean, I'm not a particular fan of the Relic Shield because we saw a lot at Worlds that teams would be playing through the bot lane quite a lot, and I feel that the Relic Shield takes that away. It's already difficult to play heavily through top lane and mid lane as it is, although we do have Kingzone Dragon X, which do play through their top lane. It just means that bot lane is even more safe, and it's a lot harder to try and get more advantages in that part of the map, although stuff that I have liked, at least in 8.1, is that the top lane meta is quite open, actually. There's a lot of different stuff that you can run. Of course, you have different tanks like Eoin. There's also some unique stuff coming out. You're seeing Camille quite a lot. You're also seeing Vladimir taking that unsealed spellbook as well. And of course, Kleptomancy on stuff like Gangplank.
Lots of thoughts about defensive play then. We'll see what the professional players do with the runes. It sounds interesting. What do we think about the bot lane matchup going into this set?
I thought you were going to take that. Do you want to take it or do you want me to go?
I think you want to talk about it, Darxil.
Yeah, I do want to talk about it. I love the bot lane matchup, especially as a carry main myself. I think that these two bot lanes will be very evenly matched, to be honest, and I'd like to see how they play around the current runes to see if they can get an advantage for themselves and if they can really bring out something that's maybe a little bit different or maybe a little bit surprising. I'm expecting to see something, one of those god tier picks that we've seen in Korean solo queue, like maybe the Varus or the Kog'Maw that would come out in those higher level solo queue games. If you can get the team to rally around you, maybe build that protect the Kog'Maw composition, or maybe they'll value going for maybe that Ezreal with the Kleptomancy, and maybe go for something protective like a Braum or maybe a Tom Kench that we see a lot as well. So I'd like to say that personally I'd like to favor Gorilla and Prey in the bot side, because they have so much synergy, so much time built up together, playing together. But I think it's an open game.
Well, I think that the bottom lane is also a lane that you have to look out for a lot in this series. However, I think that mid lane will be the lane where a huge priority is. BDD and Crown, I feel like they share a lot of the same champions. They are both very equally matched. And in order to control the Summoner's Rift, you want to have control of the mid lane. You want to have that priority. And talking about priority, you also have a carry top laner coming in from Kingzone Dragon X in Khan, who's not going to be playing this game, however. It is Rascal, but still, you have a carry top laner coming in from Kingzone Dragon X. They play a lot around the top lane, and, well, for them, they can also just switch down to the bottom lane to Prey and Gorilla, as you talked about, or even for KSV. They also have Ruler and Core JJ, who showed themselves to be a top-tier bottom lane at Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wanted
stop you
to.
guys there. We're gonna move on to the next segment so that we do not run out of short time before Game 1 gets underway. It is worth clarifying that Khan is banned for one best-of-3 series for his actions in solo queue. So Rascal, also a similar character top laner, will be replacing him for this series. So Kingzone has, since they were acquired by Kingzone, the Longzhu roster is the only roster to have changed in this matchup. Cuz is no longer the only jungler on the team. We now have SKT famous Peanut replacing him and will be starting in the set. Any thoughts, guys, on how Cuz and Peanut can maybe work together through this next year?
So I want to see how Peanut and BDD build synergy together, because Cuz and BDD synergy was brilliant going through the Summer Split as well as Worlds. So I'd like to see how they end up integrating Peanut. I'm expecting this team to be a lot more aggressive, specifically like Rock's Tigers from 2016, because they do have that core of Peanut, Prey and Gorilla as well. So I would like to see exactly how BDD is going to be playing around with Peanut.
I mean, I think we're all excited for it, right? Does that sound like something we want to watch?
Well, I always love seeing aggressive junglers, especially towards that mid lane, since it's such a high priority lane. Getting that first tier tower in the mid lane, open up the map, especially on the objectives either side of the mid river, and go for that Baron play. Maybe Rift Herald, snowball top lane, or maybe continue to snowball the mid lane. And it'll also open up the Drake pit. So I'm dying to see maybe Peanut on one of those aggressive tanky junglers that he's so confident on, like the Olaf, like the Sejuani or the Gragas. But I don't think that the Gragas or Olaf are really in this meta, so it's more than likely going to go for the Jarvan, maybe go for that Sejuani, both of which are highly regarded in the meta.
Okay, right. Let's hope we get some first towers down and Dara can be all warm and fuzzy. Gentlemen, your predictions for Game 1.
Well,
No, let's go for predictions for the stat. Let's go for a prediction for the stat. Do we think 2-1, 2-0? Which way are we?
Oh, I'm thinking 2-0 for KSV Esports. I think that Kingstone Dragon X, they are hurt a lot by not having Khan playing this best of 3 series, and therefore the world champions, they will come out victorious 2-0.
Okay.
I'm also going to go with 2-0 to KSV. I think the top lane matchup up there is going to be quite a discrepancy. Rascal only played 2 professional games last year. He played once in summer and once at Worlds, so he is extremely inexperienced. And Cuvée is one of the best top laners in the LCK at the moment and had a phenomenal performance at Worlds. So I'm expecting him to just run away with that matchup top lane, and then they can bring that into the rest of the game.
Can't dispute that. Strong top lane. Dara, your prediction.
Well, I'd like to mix it up a little bit. I'm not going to go completely against what the other 2 lads were saying, but I would like to give it 2-1 to KSV, because I think that they have the building blocks of what they can put together to make a good team. Maybe take a game or 2 away from KSV, but I don't think that they're going to take the 2. I think they might be able to manage to take the 1 once they get Khan back. But apart from that, they're just going to be steamrolled.
Okay. Well, I personally think 2-1
Let's put
KSV
2
as
finer
well.
point on it, but they're going to lose.
You don't think Rascal's up to sniff at all?
No,
Okay.
I don't believe a Rascal.
All right. I think KSV have probably enjoyed their break. They might not be on fighting form. We were all disappointed with the Casp Cup when KT just decided to smash everyone. I think Ambition's probably got it, but might not be super disciplined in the first match, so I think 2-1 KSV. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll pass it over to our casters for the first game and get you started as soon as possible.